Teacher told Janitor to solve calculus as a joke. What happened next shocked the whole school. It all started on a mundane Thursday at Rowcroft High in Elkhart, Indiana, when a calculus teacher's cruel jest turned into a moment no one saw coming. Mr. Halverson, known for his sharp tongue, pointed at Malik Jordan, the school's quiet black janitor, and challenged him to solve a complex derivative in front of a restless class, expecting a laugh. But Malik calmly walked to the board, solved it with precision, and left the room stunned. What unfolded next wasn't just a viral moment. It revealed Malik's hidden past, shifted the school's dynamics, and sparked a movement of respect and inspiration. From a viral video to tutoring sessions, Malik's brilliance changed how everyone saw him, proving you never know who's holding untapped genius. Hey fam, welcome back to the channel. We're here for stories of grit, guts, and epic comebacks. Smash the subscribe button, hit like, and drop your city in the comments. Fourth period at Eisenberg High was dragging. Students glanced at the clock more than the whiteboard, the air heavy with eraser dust and the faint scent of worn sneakers. Mr. Halverson, 48, the calculus teacher, stood at the front, sharp-tongued, impatient, his sarcasm a daily ritual. He wasn't loved, but he wasn't despised, just tolerated. The board was a mess of derivatives, equations sprawling like a maze. Phones hid under desks, some kids pretending to care, others staring out the window, dreaming of lunch. Then a faint squeak echoed from the hall. Malik Jordan, 52, the school's janitor, was mopping, his slow, steady rhythm a familiar backdrop. Halverson paused mid-sentence, glanced at the door, and smirked. "Well, look who's here. Mr. Jordan," he called, tapping the board with his marker like a game show host. "Think you can solve this one?" Laughter broke out, not loud, but the uneasy kind that makes you squirm. Halverson grinned. "Come on, Malik. You always look like you've got something on your mind." Malik stood in the hallway, mop in hand, wearing his faded forest green uniform. M. Jordan stitched over the chest pocket. He didn't flinch, didn't blink, just looked into the room. Then slowly he stepped in, leaning his mop against the wall. A few students sat up, expecting a quip or a quick exit. Instead, Malik walked to the front. "You mind?" he asked, gesturing to the board. Halverson raised his brows. "Be my guest." Phone slid out. A girl whispered, "Is he serious?" Malik picked up the marker, studied the equation, a chain rule problem, and paused, not from doubt, but deep thought, like reading a familiar map. Then he wrote, deliberate, no flair. "See, this here's a chain rule problem," he said, voice low, patient. "The trick is isolating the inner function first. Makes it cleaner." The room fell silent, just the marker's squeak and a creaking chair as someone leaned forward. Halverson crossed his arms, jaw tight. Malik finished, capped the marker, and stepped back, his work precise, organized. "That's one way to do it," he said, turning to the class. No one moved. A junior in the back whispered, "He got it right." Halverson's mouth opened, but nothing came out. Malik nodded politely, grabbed his mop and walked out, shoes squeaking down the hall like he hadn't just flipped the room upside down. Then Troy Becker, a senior, spoke. "Wait, he just did that in his head?" Halverson's voice was flat. Well, he got the right answer, but it lacked his usual bite, more confusion than sarcasm. Malik glanced back. "I spent a lot of time with numbers a long time ago. They never left." A few kids laughed, not at him, but to break the tension. Phones were out now. Chloe Ramirez, third row, had filmed it all. By lunch, the shaky clip hit TikTok captioned, "Our janitor just smoked the calculus teacher." It spread, Instagram, local student pages, then a regional education forum. "Yo, he's solving it," a voice whispered in the video, Malik's hands moving across the board. Teachers in the lounge buzzed. Ms. Haynes, physics, mid-sandwich. He did a chain rule in his head. Mr. Doyle, English, nodded. No notes, no pause, like muscle memory. Halverson sat silent, grading papers as Principal Reynolds mused. 6 years here. No one mentioned an academic background? Malik didn't know he'd gone viral. He still used a flip phone. He'd been at Rowcroft 6 years, came in early, left late, floors spotless, bulbs always fixed. No one knew much about him, just that he worked in silence. But now, students waited by the janitor's closet, not for brooms, but to talk. A 12-year-old with a geometry book asked, "Do you tutor Mr. Jordan?" Malik chuckled. "Haven't in a long time." "You should," the kid said. "That was cool." That afternoon, Principal Reynolds called him to the office. Malik walked in, gloves on, uniform damp from cleaning under cafeteria sinks, cap in hand. Reynolds leaned forward. "Malik, do you have a background in education or engineering?" Malik hesitated, dusting off an old memory. "I went to Purdue," he said quietly. "Mechanical engineering." "Full ride." Reynolds' eyebrows shot up. "You serious?" Malik nodded. "Had plans. Things got complicated." Malik grew up in Gary, Indiana. A smart kid who loved how things worked. Motors, pulleys, anything he could dismantle and rebuild. His mom, Cassandra, raised him and his sisters alone, working overtime at a textile plant, but always reading to them. "Books first, always," she'd say. "The world will try to shut the door. Bring your own key. They can't stop you." Malik earned that key. Valedictorian, state science fair winner, a Purdue scholarship. Freshman year, he tutored classmates. Professors noticed him. But sophomore year, a call changed everything. Cassandra collapsed at work, late-stage cancer. "I can take care of it," she whispered. He didn't listen. Took a semester off, then another, working warehouse jobs, night shifts, anything to pay bills. School faded. Cassandra passed. Dreams scattered. No home, no money, no counselor checking in. "I kept thinking I'd get back," Malik told Reynolds. "But life doesn't wait." Reynolds sat silent. The story was heavy, real. At home, Malik kept his Purdue transcripts in a box under his bed, a sweatshirt, an old calculator, a photo with his mom at orientation. He never touched it, never threw it away. That night, on his apartment steps, sipping tea from a thermos, he thought about calculus, his last tutoring gig before dropping out. It was back, like an old friend. After Cassandra's death, Malik returned to Gary. Sisters in high school, bills piling up. He worked, stockroom loader, strip mall janitor, overnight security, chasing stability, not dreams. He'd call Purdue, ask about reapplying, fill out forms, but never sent them. Then a break. Julius Ray, a flooring company owner in South Bend, offered steady work. "You're sharp. Don't waste your time pushing brooms," Julius said. But the day before starting, Malik's sister Nia got in a school fight, broke a nose, faced expulsion. Malik had to be there. Julius gave the job to someone else. That door slammed shut. Malik stopped chasing dreams, took the janitor gig at Eisenberg. Predictable, quiet. He liked it in his way. Numbers never left him. He'd glance at math boards, solve equations in his head, muscle memory sharp. At home he'd cook, grilled fish, brown rice, flip through an old engineering book just to see if he still had it. He did. He just never had a reason to show it, until Halverson's joke. The video crossed state lines online. People were in awe. "Man broke it down cleaner than my professor. Give him a classroom, not a mop." Monday, Malik fixed a paper towel dispenser, oblivious to his fame. But teachers paused when he passed. Students nodded with respect. Troy Becker and two others waited by the library, calculus book open. "Would you mind going through this with us?" Troy asked. Malik sat on the floor, walked them through a multivariable equation, step by step, not talking at them, but with them. Someone filmed it. Malik wouldn't have liked that. In the office, Reynolds was on the phone with the school board. "Yes, Malik Jordan, 6 years here, not faculty, a custodian." I'd call it overlooked. In the lounge, Halverson read an email with a viral link, closed his laptop without watching. That afternoon, Reynolds offered Malik an after-school tutoring program. Small, voluntary, paid. "You haven't stopped knowing," Reynolds said. Malik's hands, calloused, replied, "I'll think about it." By week 2, Jordan's sessions formed. Students met in the library after school, notebooks open as Malik explained concepts with clarity. Isaiah, a freshman who nearly failed algebra, now solved quadratics without panic. Tasha, who hated math, led weekend sessions for her cousins, with Malik's notes. Teachers dropped by. Miss Haynes adopted his explanations. Coach Delgado asked for a summer prep group. Even Halverson, hesitant, joined, offering problems, encouraging kids, his edge softening. One day, Halverson lingered after a session. "I used to think teaching gave me power," he said. "You've reminded me what it's about, showing up, making it count." Malik nodded. "We all lose our way." Some parents complained, "Is a janitor tutoring appropriate?" But Reynolds shut it down. He's an employee, done nothing wrong. Malik didn't want a title. When Reynolds proposed an elective class, he declined. I'd rather keep it simple. Let the kids come because they want to. At the student showcase, Jordan's table displayed reflections. Students wrote how Malik helped them see more in themselves, not by giving answers, but by listening, believing. People stopped asking, "Is he the janitor?" They said, "That's Mr. Jordan." That night, Malik folded his Purdue sweatshirt, placed it in a bin with student thank you notes. Legacy isn't titles. It's what you leave in others. He'd keep showing up, caring, every Tuesday, Thursday, in that library corner with kids who reminded him of who he used to be. Malik's journey from a mocked janitor to a school hero shows brilliance can hide in the quietest places. His story isn't about revenge. It's about showing up, inspiring, and proving you're never too small to make a difference. Malik Jordan didn't ask for praise. He didn't chase titles. But by showing up, quietly and consistently, he reminded everyone that greatness often hides in plain sight. If this story moved you, drop a comment, share it with someone who needs a reminder of their worth, and don't forget to subscribe for more real stories that inspire. Thanks for listening to Malik's story. If it moved you, if it reminded you of someone overlooked or someone who believed in you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs it. Because sometimes the biggest minds are hiding in the quietest places.